This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the cartoon Alienators. Evolution continues. So, Joel, last week I asked you if you believe in aliens.
Yes.
Do you believe in evolution?
Yeah, I believe in evolution.
So you're just going to slap our God, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, in the face?
Yes.
The earth is 4,000 years old or whatever. I'm not going to do this for much long. Your parents listen to this show.
I do. Look, if God exists, why could God not create creatures to evolve?
There you go. Very, very fence riding of you. Anywho, what did you think about the movie Evolution? Do you remember it?
I saw it once when it came out. Me and my family, it was one of the few times we went and saw movies as a family, went to the theaters, saw it. I was still kind of young, 10, 11 when this movie came out. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I remember my parents hating it, though.
I only remember like two things from it, and it's the 7-Up guys in it from the old 7-Up commercials in the 90s.
You mean the Make 7 Up yours.
Yeah, that guy.
Some of the best commercials.
And then one of the little alien bugs, genus as they're called in the show, they start crawling up his leg, and they're like, we're gonna have to chop off your leg. And he goes, you can't take my leg. And then he's like, it's getting close to your dick. And then he's like, take the leg. Take
it.
Yeah, and that's all I remember about that show or movie. I thought it was fine. I tried to watch it before I could so I could reference it.
Yeah.
But it was behind a paywall of a streaming service I had never heard of.
Ooh.
I was like, who has this movie and why? Luckily the show was a lot easier to find.
Yeah, the show, yeah. I think I found all of it. If not all of it, then I found most of it on YouTube.
Yeah. You can also get it on Fandango at home for $1.99 per episode if you are just wanting you would be better off just setting that money on fire because it's $1.99 per episode, so it's 26 episodes.
Why would you pay basically close to $50, $52 basically?
$52
to watch all of this.
To watch a very mediocre cartoon.
Yeah.
But speaking of mediocre, let's review that theme song.
Let's hit it.
When some giant slug comes under your rug, say hello to evolution. When some alien cell starts to mutate and swell, say hello to evolution.
Yeah, it's a little long.
I would give it though.
Yeah, I would give it maybe a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 for sure.
Yeah. I'll go and tell you, say hello to evolution. That's going to be stuck in my head for about a week.
I thought it would be too because I watched a lot of these, but no, I can say with confidence that I've gone unscathed.
You're not just going around singing, say hello
to evolution. Yeah, no. It's got a very European retro rave type beat.
Yeah, definitely house music kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
Yep. Which, I mean, the show looks like it would be like the characters design, the main characters, they're like armor. It just looks like they walked out of a European rave, honestly.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
Well, Joel, how did this show get made?
All right, so we already mentioned that it's based off of the movie Evolution. The show, Andrew, we haven't talked about them in a while, but this show was produced by our good old boys over there at Dick Entertainment.
Oh, Andy Hayward.
Oh,
You get-
Andy, how you've ruined the past 4 years of my life.
You rear your head in a lot of places, and Deke Entertainment. It explains a lot of the quality of this show. Actually, you know what? I think I'm being a little too harsh. This show is not animated as bad as you would think with the
No.
Deke Entertainment moniker on it.
No, it's actually for it to be 2001, because you're talking about that is like the end of Dick Entertainment.
Nothing's worse than when you get to the end of a dick.
That's right. Maybe you find some surprise at the end. Who knows?
Come, typically. or urine, I guess.
But maybe the reason why this looks okay for a 2000 Dick show is because it was actually done in association with the Montecito Picture Company, DreamWorks Television, Columbia TriStar Television, and Dentsu Inc.
That's right. This was like one of the very rare, before DreamWorks were just like, we're just going to do animated stuff forever.
Yep.
You know, DreamWorks did have live action movies.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna say Dick, because really Dick just acquired the animation rights to produce this. Fox Kids basically signed up for 26 episodes to premiere the fall of 2001. And I'm assuming that Dick worked with DreamWorks to actually animate the film, because
Probably, yeah.
you are right. The animation is not Dick's animation. Not too much on the cartoon, because this was just movie came out, movie was kind of popular, and Andy Hayward decided to move in on a cartoon possibility for it. So I looked up a little bit about the movie to see, you know, hey, was there some history behind this movie? The only interesting thing that I found was the movie was actually based off of basically a screenplay written by a guy named Don Jacoby. In his screenplay, it was supposed to be a sci-fi thriller. But when it got to Hollywood, Hollywood was like, we want this, but we're going to completely rewrite it. And made it.
This sounds great. Do you mind if we change everything about it?
And they completely changed up, not everything, but the feel of the story, and made it more about a comedy that was linked to like a modern day Ghostbusters. For
I think
that time.
I know why. So
Why is
this
that?
when did this movie come out?
2001.
Okay, so Galaxy Quest came out in 1999.
True.
So I bet you they got that screenplay around that time, and they're like, this comedy sci-fi thing is going gangbusters.
Yeah.
Comedy sci-fi is the way to go. I could be a bad producer. I swear to God, I could never be a good one. But like, if you think like a bad producer, like you can literally make anything work. It's
you
so
can.
great. Like,
You can. And I mean, the movie was a success. The movie had a $80 million budget and it grossed $98 million. So, hey, it was in the green. It was in the positive. And the movie had to be doing something right for a animated series to get made like 4 months later. That's what's wild. True. Is that this movie came out and then 4 months later we got the animated series.
It was also the basis for a Game Boy Advance game developed by Digital Eclipse and published by Activision. Which, does that make it a Reagan show? Or is the Game Boy Advance game just a byproduct of the series being out?
I would say byproduct.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean they had aspirations. Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. They had aspirations to clearly make toys.
Yeah.
And try to get this thing,
definitely a failure to launch in the merchandising department for sure.
It is. Yeah, but this show, I like what they was doing. I think it's an interesting concept, but I think it's just, I don't think anybody wanted this at that time.
Also, another fun thing about this, if you want to watch Evolution, it's on one streaming platform, and if you want to watch the series, it's on another streaming platform. That is because the Evolution intellectual property was owned by DreamWorks and is now the property of Paramount Pictures, which owns the studio's pre-2010 live-action back catalog. The series itself is actually owned by Wildbrain, formerly known as DHX Media.
Ooh, okay.
Which I don't know why that's so weird. It's almost like, why they can't put the Hulk. Like, the Hulk can't have his own movie in the MCU because they own, like, Universal Pictures owns, like, some weird version of the property. Yeah. And Disney owns the other version of the property. I'm like, what is this?
It is all that stuff. Like, I know Spider-Man. Spider-Man, X-Men. There was all this stuff around, like, Sony owns them, Fox owns them. And that's why, like, we never really saw them up until recently in the MCU. I hate that.
Where Disney is like so big, they just bought Fox and killed that man's wife.
Yes. Hey, when you're that big, I guess you can get away with it.
God, it's just like, I feel like I need to comb over the terms and services of a lot of streaming platforms. Before I fucking go out anywhere, I'm like, it says here Netflix owns my dogs.
In the fine print of Disney Plus, it says, something in there that they can basically kill you whenever they want. Yeah, read that fine print.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy.
Oh, man.
No way, it says on HBO Max I can be recruited to be in a shitty superhero show at any point in time. Huh.
Yay!
I hope I get to play someone cool at least.
What's this? It says I'm enlisted in the U.S. military? What?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's going to be the new military recruitment, just like a subscription.
Yeah. No, you signed up for this. I knew I shouldn't have I knew I shouldn't have signed up to History Channel Plus. Damn it.
It reminds me of that South Park episode about the terms and disclosures with like the iPad or whatever it was.
Yeah, the human centipad.
Yeah, crazy. But that's it for the history of this, Andrew. Not much to go off of, but hit us with some of the voice actors.
All right. So the voice actors for Alienators, Evolution Continues, or Evolution, the animated series.
To Evolution.
We have Kirby Morrow as Dr. Ira Kane, Andrew Francis as Wayne Green, Lee Tucker as Gorby, Kus Menkuma as Professor Harry Phineas Block, Fiona Hogan as Dr. Allison Reed, Mark Etchison as Scoops, and Akiko Morrison as Lieutenant Lucy Mai.
All right.
Their other works include Kirby Morrow is Cole in Ninjago.
Okay.
Andrew Francis is Ned in Polly Pocket.
Interesting.
Mark Etchison is Old Clemson in Peter Pan and Wendy.
Old Clemson?
I don't know. Sounds like an old man name. Fiona Hogan is Cheryl in Sacred Lies. Akiko Morrison is Med Tech in Babylon 5. Kus Mankuma is Brian Kadim and Hot Wheels Highway 35 World Race.
What?
Look, these people's careers didn't fucking exactly jump off, okay?
You mean Alienators, Evolution Continue, didn't, skyrocket them to stardom?
No. And finally, Lee Talker is Pronto and Slugatera. Oh, he's also Dr. Frog in the League of Super Evil.
Hey.
We should cover that next week. Actually, that's
should.
exactly what we're going to do. We're going to cover the League of Super Evil next week. I
All right.
fucking loved that show.
Okay.
So, Joe, let's get into this show.
Let's.
This show takes place 4 months after the movie.
Surprised.
They say that in episode 1. They're just like, hey, remember when those crazy aliens kept evolving and almost killed all of us in Arizona? Well, it was 4 months from now.
And you remember how we killed them with product placement?
Yeah, it was a type of detergent. They don't say it in the show, but
Head
what was
and
it? Is it Head and
Shoulders.
Shoulders? Okay, yeah, because they're just like, we got plenty of shampoo and conditioner, and I'm like, because like as I was watching, I was like, did they kill them with Head and Shoulders? But
They
yeah,
did.
apparently they did.
Yep.
So we have all the main characters. They're all written how I don't really remember any of them because like so the 7-Up guy's character, Harry Block, he makes like a bunch of sports references and he's a coach. And I'm like, did he do that in the movie? This is why I wanted to watch the movie,
Yeah.
because I'm like, because everything out of this character's mouth is a sports reference. All of them, every time.
Yep.
He's got like Tourette's, only it's like, looks like these Ginas are putting us into overtime. You're like, enough, like stop.
Just stop. I did just look it up. In the movie, he was a volleyball coach.
Okay, yeah, that
In
he's
the
a
movie.
volleyball coach, but he's like like they wrote him. He goes sports. He likes sports, nothing else.
He's a coach, so he likes every sport, just all of them. Knows every sports metaphor, knows every history of sports. He's a sports guy.
And then we have Wayne Gray, who was renamed Wayne Green.
Oh,
He's a 17-year-old firefighter in training. He was, I don't know, remember how he looks or even if he's a part of the movie himself, but he looks like a young Guy Fieri. That's how he's dressed. We have
Guy Fieri here.
science. The main guy is scientist Ira Kane. His expertise, along with his excitement and passion about science, helps him lead the team in eliminating the genus. The newest character, or the two new characters, are Gassy,
Ugh.
who is the genus dog they made to track other genus.
Scooby. Okay.
And Lieutenant Lucy Mai, who is a tough and aggressive but benevolent lieutenant trained by the Special Force. She's takes place of Sigourney Weaver's character in the show as the woman.
As the woman.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all she is.
You gotta have at least one.
You gotta have at least one.
Yep.
So they also have they've made like a villain of the genus. His name is Scoops. He's the genus leader, described as super intelligent, maniacal, arrogant, and intent on taking over the universe. So instead of these, if I remember right in the movie, they were just monsters, fairly mindless. And now they have like a super intelligent leader. Most of the episodes kind of go with, like, there's a new genus of the week. It's a monster of the week show.
Yeah.
There's a new upgrade to the fire truck that Wayne Green has, and they basically figure out how to defeat the newest genus of the week. They do this 26 times.
Do they not defeat them with shampoo? And
I'm pretty sure it's shampoo every time, or some sort of like scientific mumbo jumbo that Ira says, because you're just like, he's super good at fictional techno science jargon, where like, you know how they just like say like capacitor and wavelengths, and like they just string a bunch of shit that sounds sciencey but has no business being together in a sentence. And like, if you're a kid, you're like, oh yeah, that sounds like science. And
yeah, kids are too dumb.
It's Donatello talk. But yeah, animation wise, I would say this show is like pretty average.
Yeah,
it looked like something that you would see. This is definitely like a show they would put in between two more popular shows to just like, so kids wouldn't like, well, I guess I won't change the channel because I might miss the start of the show that I like that's coming on after this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you think the Game Boy Advance game was fun?
No.
Really? You don't think so? Not even a little bit?
No, because, I mean, look, the like overall story of this thing, I see what they was trying to do with like making a arch villain, but it's just, I don't know, it's not captivating enough.
Yeah, it's like a little too goofy, and I think it's because they have to defeat them with shampoo.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of hard to take a villain serious when like you can take them out the same way you take out a neckbeard.
Just with anti-dandruff.
No.
Yeah, when you can go down to your local CVS and basically buy everything you would need to kill these monsters.
That's a very good point. Why did the military fund them so much when they could have just been like, just make a giant soap bomb?
Oh my God, I just thought about it. You could recreate it, and nowadays the team would be YouTubers who are sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
Oh, that's perfect.
You get all the product you want, and then like after you kill one of them, as you're live streaming it, you could just throw up there, this is why I never go a day without Head and Shoulders.
Can we make fun of YouTubers because we're podcasters? Like, aren't we worse than them?
I mean, probably.
Yeah. Fuck them. They get millions of dollars. We get like $10.
Not tens of millions. Just just
tens of dollars.
Tens of dollars.
But yeah. The show as a whole is not worth the effort to find it free on YouTube. If that gives you, and I can't think of a person alive who has any nostalgic feelings towards the movie Evolution to begin with.
I remember when me and my wife first started dating, we actually talked about this movie. She remembers it. But when I told her we was doing this, I was like, yeah, it's based off of that movie Evolution. She's like, what movie?
Yeah.
She's completely forgotten about it by now.
It comes and goes. It's like, because you know what? I described it. I was like, it's the only movie I've ever seen the 7-Up guy in. And it's like, if he's in something else, I do not know what it is.
People have forgotten about the 7-Up guy. Honestly.
Yeah, it's only people in their 30s and plus.
It wasn't until you told me, like, oh yeah, the 7-Up guy's in here, and I was like, who? And you was like, you remember the Make 7-Up Yours guy? I'm like, oh yeah.
I don't even know what the current commercial for 7-Up is.
Do they even have a current commercial?
I don't know. I've been seeing Starry a lot because they lost the name Sierra Mist. But
is 7-Up still a drink?
Yeah, 7-Up's still around. They
Really?
They even have that holiday splash.
Oh, okay.
Which
I don't drink a lot of
Sierra
soda
Mist.
anymore.
Yeah, Sierra Mist started. I mean, you go to the grocery store.
I know, but I don't go down the soda aisle much anymore. Because I'm
the soda aisle's by the chip aisle, so that's why I'm down there.
Andrew
I cut out soda a lot, but I didn't cut out chips.
No.
Look, I gotta have something.
Look, what has all this been about if I can't have something?
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck am I working out for if I can't have fucking potato chips? Like, what am I even doing at the gym for like an hour and a half?
So you can go home and eat kale salads?
Yeah, fuck that. Hell no. I mean, I eat healthy enough. Like, my heart's not gonna explode, but I'm not gonna live miserably. And you see these fitness people, I'm gonna go on off a little tangent here. You see these fitness people, like, nothing tastes as good as a good lift. Like, motherfucker, have you ever had a cake? That shit's delicious. And I've deadlifted 450 pounds. And I can tell you from experience, I would much rather have the cake. Like almost every time.
Look, I'll tell you, if cakes did not make you like fat and unhealthy,
yeah, I'd eat them every day.
All those people at the gym, they would be at home eating cakes instead of the gym.
But now they're trying to figure out how to make a pizza out of eggs or some stupid shit. Like, just have a pizza. This is my fitness advice. If you want a pizza, have a pizza. Just don't have a pizza every day.
There you go. Moderations.
Yeah, moderation is the key. It's all about caloric. We got to get back on this. Okay, I'm done. You guys want me to do a fitness? If you want me to do a fitness bonus episode, I will, because I don't really like talking about it publicly. But, okay. It is, however, time to move on to your new reoccurring segment, reviews that evolve and reviews that have devolved.
That one was a teed up one. If there was ever,
yeah, that one was softballed for sure.
So,
we could do reviews of their shampoo and reviews of their conditioner.
Ooh, or reviews that have dandruff and reviews that have a clean black shirt.
Thanks to Head and Shoulders. Sponsor us, Head and Shoulders. You'd be the first. You could be the first shampoo to sponsor a podcast, I think.
Possible.
Anyway, hit us with the reviews.
So, Andrew, this is sitting at a 5.4 out of 10.
How many reviews?
188.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. The actual comments for the reviews, there were only 2. And I'm guessing they was made before IMDb put in their actual store system, because they have no stores. So I'm going to read this one, titled, "Shame That It Only Lasted One Season." Evolution was one of the best movies of 2001. It didn't do as well as the box office. It didn't do as well at the box office as it should have, but it still did well enough to launch this animated series, which sadly only aired for one season. One of the finest Saturday morning animated series in recent memories. Alienators Evolution Continues begins where the movie left off. Unlike most animated series based off of live action movies, this one actually had the same spirit and energy as the movie. It was just as funny, smart, and action packed as the movie. Only 23 out of 25 episodes aired, and Fox pulled the plug on this great show. Hopefully the show will be released on DVD someday, so fans of the movies who didn't get to see the show will be able to.
It's actually released on VHS and DVD.
Exactly, and now you can just kind of find it on YouTube.
That's true. What a wonderful world we live in.
I know.
If you ignore a lot of other things about our world.
You take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But I don't think this is one of the good. I think this is the bad.
No, I think this is bad. This is a bad show, and if you say it's a good show, you probably have bad taste.
Probably. You are one of those people. I will never take any kind of movie or TV show suggestions from you if you tell me that this is a good show. But that's it, Andrew. Nice and sweet.
Yeah. No bad review?
No.
I guess it's hard to get a bad review for a show that, like, you have to A, remember it, and then B, hate it. So
exactly. And, two reviews, one from 2002, another one from 2004. This was when the people was actually watching this on TV.
Yeah, it was
They
out.
enjoyed it. Yeah, so, you're not going to find a bad one.
Well, I believe that wraps up Alienators Evolution Continues. Joel, any closing thoughts?
Yes. I got one thing. Say goodbye to evolution. That's it.
Don't use Head and Shoulders. You should never combine your conditioner and shampoo. I know a lot of men do. It will end up making your hair greasier and harder to manage. Always separate those two products.
Yep. And if you do have dandruff, consult a physician.
Well, if you have dandruff,
there's some good
probably
dandruff
just
shampoos out there.
Yeah, there are plenty of better dandruff shampoos than Head and Shoulders, unless they sponsor us, and then they're the best dandruff shampoo on the market. I could
What's
not
it to you,
recommend
Head and
them.
Shoulders?
So yeah, the ball's in your court, Head and Shoulders. We'll sponsor you, or we'll destroy you.
You want to buy our support? What game?
Head and Shoulders, if you would like to subscribe to our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/cartoondd.
Head and Shoulders, the entire company.
Yeah, they got $5 at least a month.
Yeah.
There you can get bonus episodes with extended audio, stickers and pins mailed straight to your door, and access to our Discord, which I would love to see Head and Shoulders on the Discord page.
The CEO is just like, hey, guys.
Hey, anybody with hair issues? They're like, not today. Thanks to you, Head and Shoulders. We have a website, cartoondumpsterdive.com. The second best place to place your request other than our Patreon that gets it moved up to the top of the list. We have an X handle, Cartoon DD. We are Cartoon Dumpster Dive on all other social media platforms. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send that to cartoondumpsterdive@gmail.com. And as always, we thank you for a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice, so we don't end this show at 26 episodes, which we're already past that, but we'll delete them all except for episode 26. We'll show you what's what, Head and Shoulders. Have a great rest of your week.
See you.
This has been a Lughole podcast.